Hey now, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got done watching Gotham Rise of the Villains, Season 2, Episode 3, entitled The Last Laugh. This episode was insane. Yet another, third straight great episode. Now, let's start with how the episode started. You see Gordon on the hunt. He is going beyond his usual means. I like this Gordon. I like him being a man with a purpose, him being a little bit just incensed with finding this guy. The scene he has with Leslie Tompkins, I also liked a lot because she seemed to be the only one to reel him in, and they have good chemistry. They do, which makes sense because I'm sure some people by now know that the two actors who play Gordon and Tompkins, they're not only dating in real life, but they're engaged to be married. So, again, their chemistry is definitely pouring onto the screen. I like them as a couple a lot. Jerome was on a tear in this episode. One of the first things he does is he goes after his father. And I was surprised that he killed him. Because at first they kept teasing it, and then even Gordon and Bullock showed up, knocking on the door. But no, Jerome stabbed him in the eye. Yeah, he killed him. And then, I don't exactly know how he did this, but he rigged the body with gas, which knocked out Bullock and eventually made Gordon woozy. It's, again, very Joker-like. The scene with Gordon being out of it and then Jerome coming up to him. I'm like, okay, how are they going to pull this scene off without Jerome killing Gordon right here and right now? It's really not going to make any sense. And I still don't fully understand why he didn't just kill him. I know Jessica Lucas came up and she told Jerome not to do it and they just knocked him out. I don't know. Maybe it was the bigger picture because they had the whole ball thing that they were going to do later on. So I guess Gordon had to be alive for that, I guess. I don't know why, but I guess he had to. Maybe it has more to do with Barbara, and it's like a thing with her. You can't kill Gordon because of her and her involvement. That I can kind of buy, I guess. Speaking of Barbara, you see her and Jessica Lucas are very much involved. Yes, they are. They were making out a little bit, which I have to admit was kind of hot. I mean, Jessica Lucas is smoking. I always found her attractive, but seeing her in leather with a whip and being bad makes her even that much more hot. And so, yeah, what can I say? I'm a guy, so sue me that I enjoyed seeing the two of them make out. I don't know what was weirder, though. The fact that Theo Galvin was just like standing there watching them. I'm like, dude, isn't that your sister? And you're watching her make out with some girl. Or what happened between the three of them at the end of the episode, but we will get to that. At this ball or function or gathering, it was for charity, Bruce said, Leslie Tompkins meets Bruce Wayne, which I don't know how many people realize how much of a big deal this was. I certainly was freaking out because Leslie Tompkins, for those who don't know, in the comic books and the animated series, she was very important to Bruce Wayne. Not only growing up, but when he's older, she helps take care of him sometimes. Like, she's his personal doctor whenever he needs like major injuries, because obviously Alfred is there for the nightly stuff, but Leslie Tompkins is there for him when he really needs help, and she's almost been somewhat of a mother figure. So seeing them meet here was very cool. I think very important. I hope to see these two get closer and her be there for him, especially because of how close Bruce feels to Gordon. It would all make sense. Also, Selena Kyle just so happened to be there, which I like because so far, I mean, it's only been 3 episodes, I know, but we didn't see a whole lot of Selena Kyle so far this season. So I was a little upset by that until we get here. And not only did we see her for a couple of scenes, but she interacted with Bruce. I've talked to some people who will complain and say that they do not like Selena and Bruce interacting on this show, mostly because of how young they are, and they think it's too early to have them interact. I get that. There are some things that the show does that I think chronologically they shouldn't be doing. And I know it's like, well, they can do whatever they want. They're doing their own thing. That's true, but still, I have my issues here and there. But the Selena and Bruce relationship is kind of one of the only things that I don't mind them sort of fucking with. They can do whatever they want. Just because the two actors, them together, the scenes together, their relationship, even though they're so young, it's very much Batman and Catwoman. I know it's before they become these personas. I know maybe they shouldn't know each other this much, this young, because when they do eventually become Batman and Catwoman, well, how are they never going to know who each other are? Especially Catwoman not knowing who Batman is. Sure, but that's something that they have to worry about later. Because right now, I think it's worth it. I even liked how at first Bruce was sort of trying to talk to her and she was being standoffish. Kind of a bitch, but you get what she was doing. She was there for business. And then later on, though, when chaos was happening, she tried to help him. And she was there for him. And she even though she made it seem like she was leaving, she came back to sort of make sure he was okay. So clearly she does care about him. Little stuff like that I liked to see. And what was very amusing, though, was Alfred meeting Leslie Tompkins, because he felt very much infatuation. I won't say in love, but he was completely into Leslie Tompkins. I mean, upon meeting her, first thought, he was trying to woo her. He was trying to invite her over. I'm sitting there like, go, Alfred. Fucking go for it. Why not? I mean, I know she's with Gordon, and she did not, like she tried to say something to him, but he was not backing down. She's very attractive. So I do not blame Alfred for trying. And it was very funny when he realized that she was taken, and him and Bruce going back and forth over that. Now, Jerome, I'm going to talk about this again. Jerome stole the show, and sure, maybe, I don't even know if I reviewed this episode, but the episode where we saw Jerome in season 1, and that last scene where he, it seemed like he was the Joker, the way how he was acting. Maybe I was put off by it. Maybe it was just the idea of oh no, they're doing a young Joker. I even said in the beginning of the season I don't care for the young Joker origin stuff. But now, seeing what they did with the character, I'm completely for it. I loved what they did, and it makes me respect, and appreciate what this actor did as Jerome that much more throughout this whole chain of events. Him on stage pretending to be the magician. He's very animated, very over the top, very Joker-like, which is kind of perfect. The part where he took Bruce Wayne as a volunteer was very eerie, especially where at the time you're thinking, okay, this is young Joker and young Batman meeting for the first time. What? This is how they interact? And the whole, obviously I'm not really thinking he's going to kill Bruce Wayne right then and there by cutting him in half. But still, it was a little nice tension. And then eventually, I don't even know if I knew 100% that was Barbara up there with him. But, I mean, she lowers her mask. I don't know if it fell or she purposely did that and winked at Leslie Tompkins. I'm like, why would she give Leslie that quick sort of hint that early? I don't know. I thought that was a little bit dumb of her, but that's Barbara. She's kind of dumb, and she's crazy. So that's where the chaos happens. Jerome takes the place hostage. They have Leslie tied up to that spinning thing. The scene where Barbara was talking to her and saying how, oh, I'm going to be back with Gordon, and you're this and you're that, and then she wanted to kill her. Even Jerome stopped her, and she punched her in the face. This Barbara I like. I like crazy, psychotic, evil Barbara. It's almost perfect. And then Jerome, him on the news, him killing the black guy. I don't know, or I don't remember who he was as far as official. If he was somebody important, he probably was. Oops. I don't know who he was. But still, Jerome, the scenes with him on the phone with Gordon And then watching him on the news and his mannerisms and him on stage, and he's so, like, I'm sorry, but this was the Joker. Even what they did with him at the end of the episode, I still think that the show couldn't have done a pre-Joker any better. They couldn't have casted a better actor to do it, and they couldn't have written him any better than what they did. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of sad to see him go, because Theo Gallivan, the initial plan was for him to stand up to Jerome and get knocked out, so I guess maybe it would still make him look like a hero, but he changed plans and he stabbed Jerome in the throat. And at first I didn't realize he stabbed him. Like, I didn't know if he, like, maybe gave him a shot to knock him out or something. And then, no, you see the knife in his neck. You see blood coming out of his mouth. And I sat there with my mouth open, shocked that they just killed Jerome. I said in my last review for the episode, last week's episode, that I thought they might kill him. It might have been a misdirect. It might have been just for people to talk and think it was the Joker, and then they would kill him. So maybe you could say, well, like, why are you so surprised? I guess I'm more surprised that they did it this early. It's only episode 3, and they've already killed who we thought was the Joker. So that was cool as well, because it really, like, this season is really killing off people in a way where you don't know what's going to happen next. It's completely unpredictable, and Theo Gallivan's plan now to kill he's the one who killed Jerome, and he's now the hero. This plan makes a lot more sense than the plan he was initially pitching to the criminals at the beginning, of like, oh, I'm just going to use these criminals to take over the city. Well, him creating the chaos to clean it up, to gain the public's trust, to then do whatever he's going to do next, that makes more sense. So I'm starting to understand him more as a villain. But then you have the scene where he's being flirty with Barbara. She kisses his head where she hit him. And then Jessica Lucas catches it. Oops. So now we have a love triangle between the brother and sister. I don't care for this at all. I really don't. It's something that, like, you're doing so well with Barbara. Don't fuck it up with a dumb love triangle, please. Or technically, it's like an octagon if you throw in Gordon and Leslie Tompkins and Alfred and whoever else wants to like each other. Everybody likes each other. The way the episode ended, though, where the death of Jerome and the fact that he was being broadcast on the news and all of these different people are watching it, and you're seeing them all sort of, I don't want to say that they all went crazy just from watching him, but I guess maybe watching somebody like that brought out their own insanity or made them want to express that. Similar to the way Jerome was. You saw a little kid who might be the Joker. You saw this guy at a bar who would be too old to be the Joker. But I got what they were doing. It doesn't even mean that one of the people that they showed is the Joker, but the sense that Jerome will be the criminal that inspires the Joker to do what he does, act the way he does. Maybe he takes the laugh. Maybe he takes the way he talks. That was very creative, very interesting, and I love the fact the show did that. It was great, very great. Gotham is on point this season. I'm so happy watching these episodes. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of The Last Laugh, and what do you think of what the show has done with Jerome? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!